Sorry for the delay.
You were fine.
If I was rude, I would blame it on a precocious 4-year-old who was playing with a phone all night long, but the buck stops here, so I won't do that. So I won't do that. I thought it's interesting fireworks case. I actually thought you had to crack a bush light before you were allowed to light one. I didn't know that you couldn't. That's awkward.
Well, the statute, I think, is, well, intoxicated. I don't know. We'll see. Good morning. Are you Hope Elizabeth Lowry?
Yes.
Good morning. I'm Judge Middleton. I'm here today because Judge Patterson's not available. Also with me is Mr. Keith Stickley, the Chief Public Defender. And they just handed me this file, and I saw when I checked the jail roster first thing this morning that you had been arrested. So let's talk about this case. The file number is 221349FY. Matt Huff, if you're listening, this is an arraignment on Hope Lowry. She was originally charged with possession of methamphetamine. The matter was reduced to a charge of use of methamphetamine. The defendant was placed on probation by Judge Patterson. Her probation agent, Matthew Huff, filed a probation violation petition that alleged she was put on probation in July of 2022 for 24 months for use of methamphetamine, and by January she had fallen off the map, failed to report on a monthly basis. So the matter was set for a probation violation arraignment on January 29th of 2024, and the defendant failed to appear for that arraignment. So Judge Patterson issued a bench warrant for her arrest.
I never got anything in the mail. You said I fell off I came into all my court dates that I had planned, like when I had to go, because I had gotten arrested with Princeton Pets. I went and paid my insurance, what was it? Went and paid without driving with insurance, and everything else got dropped down besides that. I paid that. And then apparently I had a warrant for my arrest, and I had no clue about it because I came to all my court things. So you would think that if I, you know what I'm saying, would have missed something, they would have brought it up, and they didn't. So I didn't know.
Well, it says here, you were placed on probation. She was placed on probation in August. She failed to make any contact with the probation department. I tried to contact Miss Lowry in August. She did not return my phone call. An intake patent was mailed out to Miss Lowry, and she still failed to make contact. It is clear that Miss Lowry never had any interest in completing this probation. Her probation should be revoked, and she should be sentenced to jail. So they never even got off the dime. Then they set a hearing, and it went to 523 East North Street, Apartment 3, LaGrange, and you didn't show up for the hearing. Is that still your address?
That is my grandparents' apartments. And mind you, the paper that got sent there got sent to the other landlord tenant that stays there, like the other one who is not my family, and we didn't know that it was there. That's the only reason why I did not come. It's not that I wasn't trying to complete it. I am super more than willing to do probation because I think it would help my life tremendously.
All right, well, let's ask a couple questions. How did you get arrested?
I was going to my friend's house and we got pulled over, and apparently there was something found in the back seat and nobody wanted to take blame for it.
This is last night?
Yes, well, the other day.
And where was that?
At the hospital, in the driveway, like in the parking lot.
All right. He set the bond at 5,000 cash or surety. I'm not gonna alter it. I'm gonna show you plead not guilty.
I would really truthfully appreciate probation if that is something that could happen, because I truthfully did not get no papers in the mail. I went to my court dates. I was not trying to hide from nothing, and I just truthfully am ready to get my life together. And I did not know about, like, I knew I was on probation, but I never got anything in the mail after that. So I had really truthfully, it wasn't that I fell off the earth. I just I came to my other
All right,
probation.
well, first of all, Judge Pattison told you directly in the courtroom, hey, you're on probation. You need to contact the probation department, which you probably did none of. Then you disappeared for 2 years, never called anybody, never contacted the court. I'm gonna give this back to Judge Pattison. I suspect there is jail in your future for you saying, hey, I really want to do probation now, 2 years after the fact. Probably is not gonna impress him very much. Doesn't impress me very much, but we'll set a hearing. I'll get a lawyer to help you with this. Your original lawyer was Rhonda Ives. And then you get arrested under sketchy circumstances here the other day. Your grandparents' address in LaGrange is sort of still on record. Where do you actually stay?
I still stay with my grandparents.
Okay.
I just haven't been staying there because I was dealing with an abusive relationship at the time. So that 2 years that I went off map that you don't want to care to hear about, I was kind of dealing with a lot.
All right, well, I'll let you explain it all to Judge Pattison. Did you get any other charge or just they arrested you on this probation violation?
Just the arrest on the probation violation of not coming to court.
All right, well, we'll get a lawyer to help you with this, set it for a hearing. You can explain all the circumstances to the judge and Mr. Hoff, maybe Matt will come check in with you at the jail. All right, Miss Lowry, we'll get this case back on track one way or the other. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, it's gonna be that kind of day. We're gonna have extra stuff. So I make $9 an hour. They pay me to be here and take care of things. Come right up to the podium there. Did they give you an advice of rights?
Mm,
Okay.
got some now.
Read that.
All right, well, we'll see where we go here. Ms. Pollard, you got charged on a formal complaint with operating without a license.
Mhm.
12 years ago, you got a ticket for no proof of insurance, which you never paid. You owe $258 from a 2012 ticket. And in part, that has suspended your license, although I thought they were lifting those. Anyway, they charge you with no license, operating without a license, which is a fairly minor charge. It's probably our most common offense. It's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. For some reason, I don't have a driving record in here. Probably because you had an Indiana license. Normal fine for this is $75. They allege that this happened on June 17th at US 12 in Sturgis Township. How do you plead to that charge?
Guilty, but that's not the reason why he pulled me over. His initial reason for pulling me over was because of littering, so I threw a cigarette butt out the window.
Okay, well, don't do that if you're driving around without a valid license.
Right.
Did anybody threaten you to try to get you to plead to this
No,
or promise you anything?
nope,
Where were you going
to my daughter's.
and where does she live?
Elkhart,
Where are you coming from?
Coldwater.
All right, and did you have a Michigan license at one time?
Yes, sir.
Did you have an Indiana license at one time?
Yes, sir.
And neither one of those are valid at this time?
Correct.
What do you need to do to get it back? One of the things you need to do is pay off this old ticket here from St. Joe County.
That's why.
All right, I'm gonna just give you a fine and I'm gonna give you time to pay it, but we're gonna have you pay this old ticket. They used to suspend your driving privileges for not paying tickets. Stands for fail to comply with judgment, FCJ. And there's another one, if you get a ticket and you don't show up, that's failure to answer citation, that's a FAC. They used to suspend your license for that, which I agree with, frankly, but the legislature changed the rules and they were no longer doing suspensions. But this old one may still be hanging around here. I'm gonna fine you $75, $75 crime victims' rights fee, and a $50 state minimum fee. That's $200. Also, I want you to pay that old ticket of $258. We have a long memory around here. My memory goes back to 1980. After I leave, nobody will remember anything, but Heather, were you even born in 1980? Okay. Okay. Can you pay that, or you need to set up a payment plan?
I can't do that. Now, is there any way that I can get like a restricted license so I can,
Possibly, if you
Okay.
get all this stuff cleared up.
but I can't work if I'm not supposed to drive.
Well, you weren't working. You were driving at 4 o'clock in the morning from your house to your daughter's
Right.
house. And so you've lost your license for reasons I don't completely understand, since I don't have a Michigan or Indiana driving record in here, but you don't have a license.
Tickets.
So some people can't get a license because they don't have residency status. You don't have that problem. One of the things you need to do is pay off this old ticket
Yes.
and then go to the Michigan Secretary of State and find out what you need to do to get your license back. This is going to go on your Michigan driving record. I've attached your advice of rights to it. And paying off this old ticket will probably help your cause. All right, Ms. Pollard, you're good to go. How much can you pay each month?
I have to get a job.
Oh, well, otherwise, this one, all right, well, I want at least $25 per month. Okay, all right, good luck, man. Come back up to the podium. Good morning. I thought I'd just touch base with you before you left. I'll give you a couple options. You can leave here and I'll have you arrested between here and wherever you're going to.
Okay.
They'll call the police and tell them that you're driving on a suspended license down M86. You drove here and your license is suspended. You're not the least bit repentant about it. And somehow it's our fault that you can't get a job because you lost your driver's license. You keep driving, which just compounds things. So I would suggest that you call somebody who has a license to come get you in your car, unless you'd like to get arrested on the way to your next destination and have your car impounded and everything that goes with that. So please don't drive away from here. Go call someone to come get you.
Either people are at work or they're far away. I don't know anybody around here.
Well, all
I
right.
can't depend on somebody to bring me to court because I had to watch my grandkids because my daughter needs to go to work. It was
Well, I
an
told you what your
emergency case.
options are. You can drive away if you want to. You won't get very far. So see what you can do,
Right,
but don't drive.
right.
All right, good luck. All right, you got a ride here today. You know James George?
Mhm.
He works at Lozier and he lives about 200 yards from where you do. May ought to work out getting a ride back and forth with him.
That's usually who I ride with, but he took vacation that day.
Well, he hadn't had a license in about 20 years. And bless his heart, we made a lot of effort and work and he got his damn driver's license. I'm very proud of him.
I should have mine back, but the last time I came to court, I hired a lawyer and it's like he didn't represent me right.
Well, it's very hard to get your license back from the driver license appeal division. I say it's like getting the biblical camel through the eye of a needle. James was in sobriety court and he did a bunch of real hard work And he had to start from scratch. He had to take the driver test, he had to get a permit, he had to parallel park, he had to do all that stuff, but he got his license. He hadn't had his license for a long time. Anyway, I'm very proud of him, but tell him he shouldn't take vacation and leave you stranded. But anyway, you owe me $225. Tell him I said hello. Can you pay that within 30 days?
Yeah.
All right, we'll make that. Yeah, you're in a very and it's not necessarily your lawyer's fault.
Okay, what if I tried to tell him or ask him to do something and he tried to act like a big shot, like, I got this, I'm your lawyer. So I tried to ask him something, but I didn't get a chance to.
Well, I don't know the answer to that one. All I know is it's very common to get denied by the driver license appeal division when you've got alcohol convictions on there. They want a long history of sobriety. They want AA participation. They want to know about all that stuff. James had it because he had me on his back for a year and a half, but he did get where he needed to go. I'll give you an envelope, give you time to pay it.
Did you do that first time?
No, I never got a hearing for it. But my thing is, they say I refuse the breathalyzer. And they want to put it in the how can I refuse if you give me a choice?
All right, Mr. Hayes. Good luck, sir. If you need more time, contact the court. The next matter is People versus Travis Edward Jeffries. The file number is 24601FY. Mr. Jeffries is here with his attorney, Lori Hines. Also present is Matthew Huff from the probation department. Mr. Jeffries was charged with resisting obstructing a police officer back in April of this year, actually March 29th. The charge was authorized in April. He was arrested in May. He was out of control, like a bull in a china shop. And I asked for assistance from Mr. Huff, who prepared a pre-sentence screening report and a pre-sentence report, a full-blown pre-sentence, which was appropriate to get. Got a lot more information, got the police report, had an opportunity to review this with Officer Huff last week. He's recommending a probation. We need to get a handle on things here. Ms. Hines, what would you like me to know?
I think the court should be impressed with the amount of work that Travis has done since we were here for the plea. He secured a job. He's going to Pivotal. I think his meds are on track. I think Matt did a great job with the report. I think probation is appropriate, and I don't think Travis has any objections to it, but I also want to let the court know, I don't know if you include in the email, he's also meeting all the pretrial supervision requirements for Melissa Bliss. So that should have been mentioned as well. I don't know if Matt knew that.
I don't know if I saw it.
She just updated me and told me that he had met all the probation or the requirements for pretrial supervision, which I think would be important to include here today.
I agree. If I don't think I was included in that.
I believe it was added to the court file last week, but I could be incorrect.
Well, let me look. Well, anyway, I don't disbelieve it. Let me see if it's in.
Should be under an email correspondence.
There it is. Yes, dated June 27th. All right, Mr. Jeffries, what would you like me to know?
Just that I'm trying to do what I need to do.
Well, I'm impressed that you found a job each time. Now you're working in a elder care facility
Yes, sir.
and you got your scrubs on now. What shift are you working?
Second shift.
So you're gonna go into work this afternoon?
Yeah, after this. I wasn't sure how long this was gonna take, so.
All right. Well, one concern that both Matt and I had is I think you were drinking the day this happened. Chief Brinkert said you were very intoxicated. You denied using alcohol. So it's hard to sort out how much is alcohol, how much is mental health issues, and how much is something else. But I've known Chief Brinkert for 30 years or more. He's not the kind of guy that goes around arresting people for resisting obstructing unless he can avoid it. And you just wouldn't let up. You're scaring your neighbors. And so we need to rein it in. But as your lawyer said, this happened in March and here we are in July. And I think things are in a much better place. Matt, what else would you like me to know?
I would just emphasize that after meeting with Mr. Jeffries, I got a better handle, I guess, than where we were at his pretrial time, to understanding he's got some trauma going on in the past. He's got some substance abuse, I think, going on as well. And then to make matters worse, he had a real bad stretch of a few months at the end of 2023 and the beginning of 2024. And I think that's a perfect equation, a perfect mixture for why we're here today. I do agree with Ms. Hines that he seems to be taking care of things. I mean, he presents as intelligent and hardworking, and I don't think he would have a problem with completing a probation. He has served 5 days in jail up until this point, on two separate dates. So my recommendation was for time served and to complete a probation with an anger management component.
Well, he's right. You had a lot going on at the same time. You lost your parents, you had a breakup of the relationship, the mother of your children took them somewhere, and you had a mental break in February, and I could see why. Now, one thing that was sort of under the radar here, you're about to have another child. What's the status of that?
Everything's going good.
But you're no longer in a relationship with the mother?
No, it's a different girl.
Yeah, so are you in a relationship with that girl?
Just friendship, partnership.
But you're gonna have a baby together?
Yeah.
And when is that baby due?
It's got like 6 months.
Where does that girl live?
In Three Rivers.
Well, that certainly is gonna be an issue, both as a father and as a child support issue and that sort of thing. Vodka is a big painkiller, but it isn't the solution to your problems. You've been 9 or 10 weeks sober right now, which is a plus. Do you have a driver's license? All right, I'm gonna follow Matt's recommendation. He put a lot of thought into this, and you were so upfront about your alcohol use and your struggles in the past. I don't know why you wouldn't just own up to the fact that alcohol was going on this particular day. I'm gonna order 35 days jail, credit 5. And of the 35 days ordered, 30 are reserved or deferred, held over your head. I'm doing a 12-month probation, which you could actually complete in 6 months. Fine is 0. You got enough other things you're gonna have to pay. There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee, a $50 state minimum fee, an attorney fee of $150, $480 probation oversight fee, which could be reduced if you do it in 6 months, and reduced by $240, and you're to pay for the class, which is going to be anger management. Substance abuse counseling and treatment as directed, drug screens as directed, maintain employment. Let's add that money up. 125 plus 150 plus 480 is 755. There is, I believe, $625 of bond.
It's not clear. Looks like you might have posted with quick bail bonds.
Let me look. Yes, it is. I don't know why it shows 625 in here. Thanks, Matt. No illegal weapons or drugs. I just talked with a young lady, you caught the tail end of it. She was in dire straits earlier this year. So were you. Sometimes it takes something like this, where the police get involved, you go to jail, the court gets involved, to get motivated to get better. You got a lot on your plate. I want you also to sign a release. From Pivotal. How many hours a week are you working at Laurel's?
40 hours at the Laurels and then 21 hours at GTI.
You're a GTI also?
Yes, sir.
Wow, that's 60 plus hours a week you're working.
Yeah.
When do you work at GTI?
When I can.
What do you do there?
I just pick up and clean the house and take care of my uncle.
Okay, you do it for them.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good, because you're probably gonna have to start paying child support here in a few months. Making babies is easy. Being responsible for them, not so much. All right, I want you to go down with that. Get started to the terms of this probation. No assault or threatening behavior. No alcohol.
That's good, I